So the next step I see in the downsizing process that sellers constantly make mistakes on is hiring the wrong real estate agent. All right, so if an agent comes in and the reason you're hiring them is because they've got the lowest commission, I really need you to think about this. If they cannot even negotiate their own commission, what are they going to do when it comes to your house? This is how many times an agent has to negotiate your property. They have to sell this property to the buyer this many times. They have to negotiate during the offer process. They have to negotiate during the home inspection. Home inspections are back. They have to negotiate during the purchase and sale. They have to negotiate the appraiser. They have to negotiate the final walkthrough. So I really need you to think about this. If this agent cannot even stand up and negotiate their own commission, what are they going to do with your money? So think about that as a whole. What are your negotiation skills as an agent? Tell me some stories where you've had a problem and you've had to solve that by negotiating. Okay, second thing you should look at is what kind of support does this agent have behind them? Okay, so I want you to think about this. Is my job as an agent, is it more valuable to you as a seller for me to be uploading documents? Or is it more important to you as a seller that I'm actually finding the buyer for your house and negotiating with that buyer? Okay? A lot of agents don't have the support behind them. All right, the next thing you need to think about is marketing. Okay, so let's talk just photography. We're not even going to talk about the marketing in general. We're going to talk about very specific and then go into more general practice. Photography. Did you know that 15% of real estate agents hire a photographer that does high resolution photography? All right, so if you've made the decision to hire an agent with the cheapest commission, you have to understand marketing your property costs money. And if you want it done properly, you should hire an agent that believes in high resolution photography. So the other stat is 73% of agents really do believe high res photographs are important. Only 15% will pay for them. All right. So I want you to think about how many different places those photographs are. They're on all the different websites, all the marketing that's being done on your home. And if you don't have photography that looks top notch, you're not going to get as much money for your house and attract as many buyers. When you interview an agent, I want you to think about, tell me about your marketing plan, all right? So for example, I am probably not going to be buying your house. I've already downsized. So when you're hiring an agent, you want an agent that is specifically going to understand how to market to the type of buyer buying your home. And then what you need to say to them is, tell me about some of the marketing you've done. Who do you think the buyer is and how are you going to attract them? And there is many different ways. A lot of times what will happen with the downsizer is they may bond with an agent, okay, they think is similar to them, okay, but the thing is, what you really want to look at, does that agent really understand and have the capabilities to market to the buyer that's going to buy your house? Maybe a different style of marketing. I'm not looking on TikTok probably all day, okay, but the buyer may be. So you have to understand the agent that you hire, they should be able to really pinpoint that buyer and how to market to them. So when you're choosing an agent, just don't go by commission alone. Ask them, what do you have for support? Talk to me about some of your negotiation skills. Tell me your marketing plan, who you're going to market to, who do you think this buyer is? Look at market share. Who has got the market share in your area? You want an agent that sells homes. Do you know that 50% of agents did not sell one house last year? You don't want to be hiring those agents. You want to hire someone that is skilled in your area. Okay, so ask those different things before you hire a real estate agent.